Hello. Sorry, the lighting is a bit terrible. The weather is not really behaving itself today, so I have to make do with the lighting I have on my right, which is probably your left. However, the topic today is quite complicated because it is 2017, and to really be having this discussion really is a travesty. Things are supposed to have moved on from the 1950s to 1500s during the horrible legacy of the slavery period. We would have thought that with education, migration, and economic development and socialization, that racism will not be a serious problem like it is today. But this is how serious racism is. Despite the government rhetoric or tongue in cheek that all races are coming together as one, like two peas in a teapot, or as two fishes swimming in the same pool. Nothing has been done by the government in which to address this racial disparity, in which to address the hate that seem to bubble and brim over when it comes to racism. No hate comes alive than when it comes to racism. It brings out the most horrible, blood boiling, death threats and violence than any other causes. You never hear of white males wanting to kill white feminists for advocating equal rights. It doesn't matter how vicious the movement white feminists are. You never hear of white males wanting to kill white feminists. You don't hear of it. If that was the case, white feminists would not be marrying white men. It's as simple as that. White women love white men despite they claiming that they are worlds apart in regards to economics, in regards to power. But white women love the white man, which is why 98% of white males are married to white women. There's really no hatred there, just lovers tiff as to who wants the power. Excuse me, I'm so freedom of mouth. LGBT, the lesbians, bisexual, trannies, queer, all strange sexual behavior. Lesbians, bisexual, tranny, queer, and it's all the interpretation of what they regard the transvestite, their fantasies or fetish to be, locked to this acronym. But nobody goes around wanting to kill LGBTQ. Nobody goes around wants to kill them and practicing shooting to wipe out this terrorist group that is out to destroy heterosexual culture and normality and tradition. Nobody goes around trying to shoot the LGBTQ. Nobody. In fact, the government push the LGBTQ agenda with so much force that if you dare have even a word, never mind violence or threats, just a word to say, I don't agree with your sexuality, you could end up losing your job. That's the power of the LGBTQ. and many have exploited it for their own advantage. What do you think of my homosexuality? And you sit there. However, why LGBTQ was able to have the power that they did was not only one, the government being behind them wholeheartedly and passionately, but number two, most of us do anal intercourse with our wives, with our women. Most of us do anal intercourse. If you can bugger your woman, you are in no position to judge homosexuals. Hence, in secret, you could not condemn LGBTQ because you are condemning what you yourself are doing with your wife when you upper rectum. So it was easy for the world to become happy, linking arms with the LGBTQ. No problem. So nobody wants to kill the LGBTQ for enforcing and challenging heterosexual tradition, because heterosexual tradition to be honest, is phony. It's phony. However, when it comes to race, people will kill, people will protect their ideology, people will bring back Hitler, Adolf Hitler, to calm the waves, the white waves, eliminate all the blacks, and maintain a white Germany, a white America, a white Britain. And you're thinking, why in 2017, why is it that racism is still a deep problem? Why? I'll tell you why. Racism should have been not even an issue now. Not even an issue. But the government, if they were to really improve race relations between blacks and the whites, what do you think would happen? Think about it. Whites and blacks are coming together. What do you think would happen? There would be a revolution. The tidal waves would turn, and the government would soon be outnumbered. If white people and black people were to come together, the government corruption would be finished. All the Pizzagates would be finished. There'll be a revolution, a mass revolution, since Guy Fawkes. And the government know that. They're not stupid. We're the stupid ones. We're the stupid ones for falling for their game. Oh, you white man, you might be poor in the ghetto, but at least you're white. You white woman, you might be poor and have nothing, but at least you're economically better than the black male. So you're superior. You black female, you might be black, but at least you're not as poor as the black male. Social division. If you look around, everybody's all at loggerheads to see who is superior. The government cannot afford to have the races meet at a common term, at a table, a discussion, to discuss unity. That will never happen. In fact, I can give you a bet. Everything I have, everything, there will never be a race harmony. Never. The races will never come together because the powers that be have a vested interest in keeping us apart. If the government really wanted to heal the brokenness between black and white, they would teach black history in schools. They would teach black people fought and contributed more than the white soldiers when they died in the trenches, shedding their blood to help their fellow white men. But the government refused to teach black education in school. They refused to teach about black geniuses. They refused to teach or show black people in a positive light. Instead, what do? They would teach a 5-year-old boy how to suck a cock. Look it up. Sex education, homosexual education in schools. This is to combat, bullying. So I'm going to teach a 5-year-old boy how to suck a cock to combat bullying. That's how they get their perversions across. Just change the word. Bullying, awareness. And you justify any kind of filth. Just change the language. And people are so cheap they fall for it. Excuse me. Can you imagine your parents and you don't mind your children learning this filth than you would that black people fought in the war? The government has damaged your brain. Because when it comes down to it, you think you're better than a black person. You really think you do? Try not paying your bills. What happens when you lose your job? And you'll find out in the end we're all niggers, just surviving, hoping that our business don't break, hoping we don't lose our jobs. Because in the end we're all niggers. The only people that count are the government. And they will fight to keep themselves in that position, even if it means stirring up the races. England and America are deep in history, deep and founded in historical differences. The government know that. And it's like you're gonna throw a cat and a dog together, who's never even known each other, and they're gonna rip each other apart. It's nature. And the person who's created that condition know this should happen, and they do it for a sinister and sadistic purpose. The government knew multiculturalism can never work. And the reason why it can never work, because the government do not have a vested interest in blacks and whites coming together. Because if blacks and whites come together, the government could not be so corrupt like they are now. The reason why the government is getting away with the corruption, because blacks and whites are separate. Even our family values are separate. Because we have the forces of LGBT to contend with. Let me turn the microphone down. Over there. To contend with. It's a divided society, confused society. So people don't know where they're coming or going. Create a rift and a divide in society. There will never be a youth, a union. There will never be a togetherness. There will never be a revolution. Because you'll wonder who you can trust. White feminists, they are not a threat. They're not seen as a threat. Nobody is gonna cause a war over white feminists. No white man is gonna go around kicking off a white woman's door because she wants equal pay. It's impossible. If the white man attacked the white woman, he's attacking himself, his seed. He's attacking his very future. The kingdom can't divide. No difference to you're not going to attack a white LGBT, a white homosexual, a white tranny, a white transvestite. You're not going to. You're attacking yourself. You're not going to go to war against them. You don't find them a threat. They look like you. This idea that these are minority groups is nothing more than distraction tactics. They're not minority groups. When it comes down to it, it's one big family. The biggest issue is black and white. That's the real difference. Now, I know you're saying, is there a solution? Is there a solution? To be honest, no. The history is too deep. The differences is too complex. And as I said before, the government do not and will never promote black and white harmony. It's suicidal for the government. They can't do it. I dare you, show the government this video and tell them I said that they don't have a vested interest in racial harmony, and I dare the government to prove me wrong. I dare the government to prove me wrong. Hang me high. Put my neck on the guillotine if I'm wrong. The government will never promote racial love and racial harmony. Why? Because anyhow the government is corrupt. The whites and the blacks will come together, and they can't afford that. That promotes white women, that promotes LGBT, that's okay. That's just white and white. That's okay. But to bring blacks into the picture, that's dangerous. That could really bring about a people's revolution. That could really bring about an Armageddon. The last days, a final battle between good and evil. They can't afford that. All these reptiles will be torn from office. They can't afford that. Which is why racism will always be a problem. Some thick white people, not all, but you get some thick white people who got no brains, no sense. You don't really debate them because they're not all there. So yeah, black people are not all there. There's some white people who are thick as shit. Come back to your country! Come back to your country! Yes, I agree. I agree. Go back to our country. Go back to Africa. Go back to Jamaica. And the Indians, go back to India. I agree. That's okay. I agree. We all got our bags to go to the banana boat. Why do they call it banana boat? Whatever. Every fulfill your fantasy. I agree. Then famine hit Europe. Famine hit Europe. Back to the potato famine by the Irish, then the English. All you haven't even got a tea bag. Just potato and cabbage. You have no minerals. You have no minerals. Then suddenly, Christopher Columbus resurrects from the dead and starts to navigate Africa again. Start plundering and looting. This migration is within us. Historically, it's deep within us. But unfortunately, we gotta be truthful here. It's the white people that will start to go to Africa stealing again. Let's be truthful here. If you should go back to Africa, I said, whatever you tell me, I accept, I agree. But will you stay in Europe? No, you wouldn't, because there's no resources, no minerals, you couldn't survive. So this concept of all the races go back to their country of origin, really, white people, you know full well it would not work. Because you bring your nuclear weapons and you threaten us with it if we don't participate with our diamonds, our gold and our oil. Race will always be a problem because the government will never kick us out for that reason. Why? If they kick us out, then it means going back to the colonial days of having to go scrabbling to Africa all over again to steal our resources and bringing us over again to do the dirty work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. And that's the reason why I have very little patience with white racists. Very little patience. Because have you really considered, when you say go back to your country, really? You want us to go back to Africa? Really? And look what's you left behind. Look what's left behind. You have nothing. Not even a tea bag. And that's why race relations is complex. We function on hate, and yet we need each other's minerals and diamonds and oils. So what's the solution? There isn't any. There isn't any. Sadly. And the reason being, the government, they refuse to teach black history in schools. Their parents, they don't mind all these kids learning how to suck a dick. They don't mind that. They don't mind that. But you force black history into schools, that black people are geniuses, black people are scientists, black people fought in the First World War, Second World War, black people helped build America. And all the white parents who don't mind their kids learning homosexual oral, all the white parents would kick off. They would kick off. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about human beings? That we would rather our kids learn some sexual, deviant, abnormal behavior than to teach them that black people helped build your country. That black people were the architect of civilization. Something is seriously wrong. As I said to you, the government could have healed race relations, but they don't want to. Because the government, they're thinkers. These people are in power just because of whatever. They are thinkers. These people orchestrate, 9/11, these people can orchestrate terrorism and make you think Muslims did it. That's how powerful these people are to bring and implement new laws. They're thinkers. And they know full well if blacks and whites came together in harmony, government rule would come to an end. The only reason why the government have power that they do, because blacks and whites are separate. That's the only reason why the government have the kind of power that they have. That's the only reason why the government can take you for a sucker like they do every 4 years before election. Because as long as they can play the race card, divide blacks and whites, they'll forever be in power. You look at the general election, every 4 years, you can guarantee there's some race card being played. Look at your general election, go back, keep going back. If it's not over immigration, it was over Obama winning office, there's always some reason why the race card is being played. Every 4 years, they're promising this time that we're going to close the borders. Next 4 years, they're promising they cut back on this. They know what they're doing. Playing the race card, whipping up xenophobia. LGBT, as one homosexual advocate said, and that is, we white gays, we white homosexuals, we white lesbians, we white trannies, we have the power now. We have the power. But black people are still behind. This is what this white homosexual man, well, I think it's the Daily Mail or the Guardian newspaper. If you ask, if you ask for the link, I will give it to you. He said, we homosexuals, we white lesbians, we have the power now. So when you hear the newspaper screwed about some homosexual going through some problems, etc., they're lying. It's distraction tactics. White men are scared of LGBT. White men are terrified of white females. Petrified. Theresa May, president. Scotland, a white woman. In was it Brussels, another white woman running the world. I don't see no woman grab the kitchen sink and to go, ah. White women and LGBT are running the world. They've done very well. Do you see any white man threatening to shoot white woman because she's taking over? No. Do you see any white man threatening to shoot LGBT because they're taking over? No. It will always be a race problem. This bullshit that white women and LGBT are minority group is a load of lies, or vulnerable group is a load of bullshit. The kingdom cannot divide against itself. White woman cannot divide against a white male. She's just jealous of him because she wants his power. Look what the white man's done for this white woman. The white man gave her a washing machine. The white man created all this beautiful makeup for her. She can't hate the white man after all that he's done for her. Was it not for him, the white woman wouldn't have an empire of past. The white woman would not be able to bathe in her glory. Was it not for the white man? He gave her her beauty. And she knows it, and she can't forget it. The white woman really loves the white man, hence why 98% of them marry white men and will stick with white men, because they remember the good old days, the golden days of slavery, when the white woman was being carried by black beasts, and the white man would kill any black man today looks at her. She remembers those days when he made her feel special. This idea of this internal war between white males and white females is nothing more than distraction tactics. There's no internal war. There's no friendly conflict. The kingdom can't divide. She's just jealous of the white man because she wants to have his power, his prestige. She wants to rule side by side over the African world. Hence, feminism or feminist, they have no real ideology. You ask them, they have no real. In a world of feminist, women can do whatever they want, whether stripping, whether brain surgery, whatever. They have no real grasp of ideology, what they're about. Because when it comes down to it, all she wants is to rule side by side with the white male. Feminists don't care about black females. They don't care about Muslim women who are being scarred by Muslims. Feminists don't give a damn about what happens to Muslim women in Iran, etc. Arabia. European feminists only care about white women. I'm covering up a few subjects here. White feminists in the book Shifting Identities and Shifting Racism. I can't remember who the book's by. Shifting Identities and Shifting Racism, where white women went into Africa, ignored the poverty, look at the matriarchal line where black women, would rule the home, etc. But there's a structural to it. And the white woman would ignore the poverty, then go back to European country. You see, white women can rule, totally ignore the poverty, the flies on the baby's mouth, just for her own European feminist agenda. Ignore the starvation on the African mouth. She said to her white father, her white brother, look, let us rule side by side over these Africans, over these savages. That is her real intention. All these white men committing suicide over these white females is because I have no knowledge. You break her down and you begin to realize, wait there, if white males are so much of an enemy to white females, why is white females still marrying you? 98%, they want your power. They want your power. They want to share it with you side by side. If white men were to give white women the power 100%, she would leave the black race in the ghetto. Look at Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton supported this, what's her name, Margaret Adler, who argued that black people should be exterminated and have no souls. Yet Hillary Clinton, a Democrat, a liberal, admired this woman, saying black people have no souls and should be exterminated. The Liberal Democrat, were the founders of the KKK. Hillary Clinton, a woman, would have no problem shoving blacks in the corner. Because when it comes down to it, she's a white feminist who cares about her white women. Same as gays. Gays only care about each other, but you're not going to see a white man rising up to shoot white women. Never. You're never going to see a white man rising up to shoot LGBT. Never. On race war you do. You'll see a white man rise up to shoot the black man and vice versa. The hate that exists between blacks and whites is severe. And the worst thing about it is that white feminists, if they really wanted to, the power is between the white woman's legs. If she said to her sons and her husband, treat black people right, that's all she has to say with her mouth, the education from her womb. But she doesn't. Behind every racist white male is a mother, a daughter, aunt, granny. Behind every racist white male is white women. Don't blame the white man, blame the white woman. She's the one who teaches him from the day he walks and the day he crawls. She's in control. But this white woman only cares about herself. Hence why racism is still a problem. Because all these white females care about are themselves. Care about other white females. White women, the power is between their legs. They could refuse to give birth to the next generation of racists. But they do. It speaks for itself. You chose to give birth to the next generation of racist and rapist. Back to slave trade. No white woman can claim that she's so vulnerable that she can't teach her own sons what is right and what is wrong. She can't dialogue with her husband on his racist behavior. Women are now running the world. Do you ever see them making racial policy or any changes for race relationships? No, you don't. Look at Theresa May. Look at, I think it's Angela Merkel. I think that's one in Scotland. They have one in Europe. Another female leader. You don't see them try to change race relations. For too long, black people have fallen for this white feminism, destroyed our families by adopting this white feminism. Everything black people take on, we end up screwing ourselves with it. Whether religion, whatever, we end up screwing ourselves with it. And we took on feminism, white feminism, not realizing it was going to destroy the black family. White women might be feminist, but they will never destroy their family, which is why 98% of white women only date white men. They protect their glory land, their fatherland, God's land of hope and glory. If you ever seen Rule Britannia, when the wave and patriotic spirit starts to stir in the music, Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. You see them all with the white hands, almost in Hitler salute. They know they're white, and they will kill for that. And the white woman there, egging on her sons and her fathers and her husbands. She's not thinking of no nigger. She could have easily healed the races. She could have easily cut racism in half. But it's not in the white woman's interest. For every black man, there's got a white woman. You ask her, what has she done to tackle racism in her family, assuming her family are racist? What has she done? For every black woman that's dated a white man, I've come across it, black women and white men who are racist. What has she done to ask him to tackle racism in his family? Everybody's fighting for LGBT, everybody's fighting for the white woman, but nobody's fighting to heal the race. Nobody. Because racism is the lowest of the low. Race. You can love LGBT, you can love white men, you can love disabled, but it's okay to hate blacks. We've been programmed that way. We've been programmed. You hear of cases where celebrities have been racist and it's never affected their career. Never. Yet David Cameron, all he said was, calm down, dear. To a woman, calm down, dear. It nearly cost him his career. Just by saying a 4-letter word, dear. A 4-letter word. And it nearly cost him his career. A 4-letter word. D-E-A-R. Nearly cost him his career. Calm down, dear. That's the power of the white woman. Calm down, dear, can cost you your career. Before I bring the video to a close, it's interesting, you don't hear of police officers going around killing LGBT. There'll be an uproar. You don't hear police officers go around even killing 3 white women in 1 week. Oh my God, there'd be a riot. This is a proof that white feminists don't care about black issues. This is the proof white feminists are not minority. They're not vulnerable group. They are on the same level as the white males. She keep her mouth shut when she's in office. If she got a black friend, she'll hide him. Race relation will always be a problem. Multiculturalism will never work. Never. Whether multiracial, multicultural, it will never work. There's too much deep currents happening here. Too much history. Too much devilry, deceit, dishonesty. And most of all, we are being poisoned by the government to fester up this hate among us.
We we have welcomed you into our country. Learn the lingo, then think about coming back. You fucking retard. Don't fucking wind me up. We've got enough of you muppets in our country, stealing our jobs, fucking taking the English jobs. Yeah, you stand with a smile on your face, you fucking fat prick. Yeah, now fuck off. Woo! Stand there and take it all amongst us. I don't give a fuck. I've been lived here all my fucking life, born and bred. You fucking think you can stand there with a smile on your face, you fucking loser? Fucking get an English girlfriend, you fucking prick. And then fuck off. Sorry. BMP, that's me. I don't care. Fuck off.
Welcome to London.
Yeah, welcome to London. Get all the benefits. Get everything free. Yeah, loser. That's the only reason you're here. Don't give a big fuck about the English citizens, do you? Get everything for nothing. Something for nothing, darling. Think we're all fucking got a zip up the back of our heads. You fucking prick. Good luck to you. Hope you fucking fall in your face.
I'll try.
I'll fucking get off at Liverpool Street.
This country come to? A load of black people, a load of fucking Polish, a load of fucking yeah, you're fucking, yeah, see what I mean? You ain't English. No, you ain't English either. You ain't English. None of you fucking English. Get back to your own fucking, do you know what? Sort out your own countries. Don't come and do mine. Britain is nothing now. Britain's fuck all. My Britain is fuck all now. Britain's fuck all. My British is fuck all.
Excuse me, there's little kids on the tram.
Yeah, fine.
Man, we have to
I've
take
got a
you
little
off.
kid here.
Well, have respect, yeah?
Have respect,
for little boys here. We don't use those
I've got a
words.
little boy here.
Yes, well, get off the tram then.
Fuck you.
And you.
Fuck you.
Someone need to throw you off.
Really?
Yes.
I dare you. I fucking dare
Just
you.
watch your language, man.
Don't watch my language. Go back to where you come from.
Yeah.
Go back to some fucking Nicaragua or wherever you come from.
No.
Yeah.
Where is that? If we don't come here, you guys don't want to
No.
work. You guys don't want to work. We have to do the work for you. Go and work.
Really? I work. It's my British country. Until
So
we let
what?
you lot come over.
So what? So what
Yeah,
is your
so
British
what?
country?
So
What?
what? Yeah, it's my
So
British
what?
country.
Not
You
because
ain't
we
British.
black. Not
You
because
ain't
we.
British.
Yes,
Are
I
you
am.
British?
Yes, I am.
You ain't
I
fucking
am.
British. Fuck off. You
And
ain't
you
British.
take the
You're
other
black.
out.
You're black. You ain't British. You're black.
Yes, because I'm black.
You just. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come
A
from?
lady.
Where'd you come
A
from?
lady.
Where'd you
Calm it
come
down,
from?
because now you're fucking waking my baby up. So do you want to shut your
Where'd
mouth?
you come from?
Look, shush. Because now you're waking my baby up. And I'm English. What have you got to say to me? Fuck all now. Shut your mouth. So I won't shut my face.
No, someone's got to talk up for these lot.
Look.
The whole fucking tram. Look
No,
at them.
it ain't. It's wrong with that.
Black and
What's
white.
wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
This is all black and fucking brown people.
Black is filth.
Why bother? You're in my country now. Talk my language. Don't fucking talk your shit. Talk my language. Dick fuck. Talk my jillaba. Fucking dick wank. You dick wet. Talk my fucking language. You're in my country now. You're in my fucking country now. Talk my fucking language. Don't talk your language, you dick fuck. Talk my language. Don't sit here and look at me like I'm a cunt.
Excuse me.
Oh, fuck off you. Now fuck off you. I don't even want to hear your language. Fuck off, lady. You don't even know what you're talking about. Fuck off and talk the shit. Just why don't you just sit down and shut
We've
up?
all had enough. We've all had enough. If you think that, that's fine. Keep your mouth.
Fuck off. This is phone over there. Hasn't even got a fucking hand on her finger. So fuck off. When you talk about being racism, there you go.
Ah, voilà. On commence.
Eh ben, ça m'a dit.